You have to define stuff in the proper way, or else you'll play the victim and waste sometimes your life in the bottom of a hole that you thought someone else dug and threw you in. I dug it myself by hand and jumped in. It got so bad, I decided one Tuesday, and after a tough loss against the Raiders in front of 100,000 people in the Coliseum. And so I got out of town. And on my way back, I ran into a guy named Steve Covey. And I'd heard about him and met him before briefly. I told him how terrible my life was. Like, how's you doing? Oh, it's terrible. And I described it. And he said something that was amazing to me. He said, Steve, I travel the world looking for platforms, places, businesses, family offices, places where they allow the humans that are on the platform the chance to iterate and find out how good they are. And when I see those qualities, I put them in books. And I see you as a 49er. Bill Walsh is famously 3 generations ahead of everybody. Joe Montana's on your team. You can use as a mentor. In the end, you have the greatest platform I've ever seen for any human to go find out how good you are. Like, this is the greatest opportunity ever. And him saying that, like, honestly, it was as if I was in a trance and he snapped his fingers and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I raced back to practice the next morning because I thought I was going to get fired. You know, Wednesday mornings when you get fired in the NFL. And I didn't realize at the time that I was the one that had dug the hole. I was the one that was playing the victim. I was the one that, I blamed it on everybody else, but I was the one who was depressed and anxiety ridden because I had misdiagnosed the situation and had found the death in it rather than the profit in it. And he snapped me out of it. And all of a sudden I saw nothing but opportunity. And it never became I never asked the question about Joe again. I never it wasn't the thing. The question was, how good can you be? And go be about it and let's go. And that's when things turned for me in the middle of 1991. And in 1992, I was the MVP of the league. 93, I lost the MVP to Emmitt Smith by 2 votes or something. And then the next year I won it again because I was on a quest. The whole thing flipped in a more positive way where I could put everything that was happening in context that was profitable. Now Joe became a mentor. If you start to play victim, you will not get there. I screwed it up. I'm going to go fix it and just watch and walk away.